Hello. Good morning, good day, good afternoon, evening, whatever time zone in the world you all are. It's your Blue Archive Gacha where beginner artist set proclaimed and your boy Tosanyu. And to the stream for today I will be doing a lot of things, but first of all I will be drawing fan art of Yuzu. With like her armor she's like wearing. That is being made by Kei and Arisu in the that has been like known from the Dekagrammaton story event, and after I'm like done with that I will do a archive session. Gonna like read what's available after 7 prophets or so in this game are needed or something like that, and also check on like what's available and read like the stuff with Fanart, I suppose. Gonna just like the mic a little bit, beep, and yeah, then I would like to start off. I have been preparing while like starting up the screen, so like while the loading screen is going on. That's like usually what I do when things are like in progress, but still not quite done. I just like woke up like 30 minutes ago, so I was like able to eat at least or so, but still need like a little bit of time to prepare a little bit. But yeah, I will draw like something just because there will be something going on in the story, and I want to like at least have drawn that. Not like sure in what kind of size I'm gonna draw her, chibi or like normal, probably normal, and let's see how this will go. If this is gonna be black or white or like in color, I can't really say. We're gonna like see, since I'm not really as cracked as an illustrator, you know. But yeah, we'll like see how this will go. I have like something in mind. But like not too sure like how this will go. No, I don't know how to draw this. I have to try though. I can like not talk so much about what I'm planning to draw. It's a little bit of spoiler. But if you can like recognize it, then you can recognize it. If not, then yeah, the surprise will be like for later. Like when the Blue Archive EU server has like advanced like a lot further, like with the story. That should. That's not what I want to pull up. It was like for our last stream. where I did like art. I needed like a reference, so like for today's like something else. Well, I like woke up like 30 minutes ago, so preparation wise, I wouldn't like say I got like a lot of prep, it's like the bare minimum kind of, but really could have like needed more sleep. So we had like overtime again, and I think like I needed 2 extra hours to like sleep, but I'm still like fit. The thing is like, if I start off like from Sunday into Monday, I actually have a lot of energy left over, even after I survived like overtime on Monday. But still, would have been better if there would be like no overtime at all. Usually we had like more time to like prepare. I would like be able to do more. My priority was like to eat first, and when I like booted up TBC to prepare for the stream, I needed to like look at multiple things, like the references, the like for Yuzu in her armor. Need to draw that. It's my first time like doing that. I draw like Yuzu Fanart like every now and then, but if it comes to, you know, the specifics of her armor design, and not really. And also needed to like also for fan art, you know, since I'm gonna draw like from the side angle, you know, and this can be quite specific, you know. And yeah, it is like something that's is like taking time, I would like say. But yeah, it like worked out somewhat. Still, man, could have been better, you know. It's like not a 10 out of 10, it's maybe like mid, you know, 7 out of 10 or so, like so far. But yeah. But usually, when there's a stream going on, you know, I have at least a reason to stand up and like get like into movement. Yesterday, like from Sunday into Monday, let's say, I slept. Or I decided to sleep further, even though I could have woke up like 1 or 2 hours ago, but to like have more time to, you know, do stuff. But I didn't really use the time to do stuff, I just like decided to rest, so I think like I have enough energy today. I slept like less than 6 hours today, which is not the healthiest, but joke and I, you know, I did it to myself, and yeah. I wonder if it's correct. What? I need one more. I need to look up for something, a video regarding like what I want to draw with Yuzu here. Give me a moment. I cannot really tell, to you what I'm like planning there, but at the same time, next one did spoiler in a sense. Let me see. No, I don't understand. Alright. Well, I'll try anyway. Let's size a little bit around here. Usually, like when I draw, can like take about 2 hours on average, especially like with color and so. But if I'm fast, I can do it within 1 hour. Maybe less than 1 hour. You know, with my like pretty much locked in, you could like say. But for the most part, it will be like about 2, maybe 3 hours. So I decided to start the stream like a little bit earlier off. 8 AM? At 8 AM for my time zone. Couldn't really go earlier, since then maybe I would like murdered myself. Like after overtime, you know, and maybe like having only 5 hours of sleep. Not the most healthiest, I would like say. I see. I see. Understand a little bit more, but not quite. Yeah, I do this from the side view, so... Do I design this? How do I design it? Yeah, that's all I need to draw, really. Then the chair, I need like to move a little bit backwards. I saw like a lot of like drawings regarding to Yuzu and like some gaming controller, but never like saw this kind of like comparison or like this kind of fan art, so I will proudly pronounce myself to be the first guy. The question will be, even though this theme is like understandable, and maybe on time, I'm not quite sure like how the range will be, how the reach will be. I hope it will be good, but I can't really say much. The thing is, like, always I need to expect that I always like maybe like post to like my usual 3 to 5 followers, you know. This will be like, you know, the minimum I would like say. But also, yeah. But the thing is, like, the more often you do it, at some point algorithm will like recognize you, especially if you do it daily. But daily is like pretty unhealthy, I would like say, to be like drawing, like draw. And so yeah. What do I draw first from here? Oh. With how much detail even. Big forehead. Sleep is like something important, I would say. Sleep is important. Might be like overrated, but like some people, you know, and be like mindset, grind set, and it's better to like not focus too much on like that, you know, but it is like kind of important, you know, to like maintain your body health. You like recharge more or less like when you like sleep, and if you don't like have enough energy like for the day. Yeah, you would like not need naturally like to something heavy, but the more and more you like kind of like don't do this, then yeah, it can like affect your health, like your immune system gets weaker, you lose like focus, it's harder to like remember information. Sometimes like people need to like call out to you twice and so, you know. Okay, this one maybe. I've never drawn it from the side, neither in a regular form or made, so this is like something new. But yeah, regarding like lack of sleep, there were like times where actually like kind of like napped in between the day, like during work, a lot of times, and always had like some daydreams more or less, you know, and had like to force myself with willpower to like stay, you know, awake rather than like nap, you know. Like it was like always like something I could like feel every single time I close my eyes that I'm about to like get back into the land of dreams. And I think like during a night shift or like some afternoon shifts, this was like you know, something I could like feel. I think like at school there might be like a different kind. There was like this kind of like thing as well. And let's say I couldn't like really remember like what's going on, what was like asked of me, or like, so all I could like do was like, you know, when the teacher would like write something on the blackboard, you know, that I just copy like what they do, and yeah, and hope that future Tosan, I suppose, will check this and be like, ah, I get it, you know, but it's like too much responsibility like for future Tosan, so yeah, too much weight. It's always like about, okay, how can I make it easier for my future self, and then the future self makes like easier for the other future Tosan, something like that. That you have like an easy enough like life, you know, in the future. while like going through like all of that. But yeah, can't like be always like optimal. Sometimes the current Tosan might be like pretty dumb in that regard. At least like in the past, and then if I see like, or if I notice like, yeah, I won't get enough sleep, then I think I should like take things a lot slower, I suppose. I've slept like between 5 to 6 hours, like the last night. So it's like, I think like 6 hours would be the minimum, you know. I'm like pretty close to that, but not quite. So it's like, okay, I have to be careful. There's gonna be another overtime waiting for me. Like not 8 hours, like 10 hours of work. But I'm gonna survive, you know, because you can get a lot of like you can get extra money from overtime. It's like not only like, yeah, let's say like 16 bucks in each hour, where you get like another 2x 16 bucks. Maybe it's like a little bit of a, you know, 50% plus or so, you know, when you do that. We're gonna like hope this that it will calculate properly and get like this little bit. You could like maybe tell more like what this is. Like it's Yuzu sitting on a chair. In the first like pose she looks like kinda but yeah. It's my first time drawing her in this design, especially from the side, so a lot of like the official art and like fan art draws her like from the front perspective, not many like from the side perspective, and this like gives me a little bit of trouble. Like if I would have drawn her like usual, like normal fan art, then front view, but I can't. So yeah. Also looks like, see, like it's a little bit dumb, like how I've like done that, but yeah. I need to draw actual hands. I think like the line weight's too thick, but I'm gonna keep up with that. But that doesn't look too, I don't know. I like it like a lot more when like things are like the same line weight. And then like the same thickness, and then just have like to apply a little bit of more pressure, so to keep it like aligned. Okay. Yuzu is my favorite student here. I will like try my best like as well. I can't like promise too much, I would like say. has pretty long hair, like how long? Until her hips, okay. Goes until her hip. Okay, yeah. This is pretty long. It's pretty fluffy as well. There's some ribbons in her hair, pretty cute. Too much of a gamer to like take care of her hair. I like my thing about cutting them. Oh yeah, once she can be pulled, once the banner's out from her, I will like pull her for sure. There will be a stream. But I'm like not sure like regarding the results. I do hope it will be decent enough, you know, to not spark just to get one copy. We're gonna like see. Like gacha streams is always like unpredictable. Sometimes you get like the pink, you know, when it's like not what you want. It's like, ah no, it's not the rate up's a lie. Yeah. But this is like what makes gacha streams like kind of enjoyable. The thing is like that's like really uncertain, like how results will go. Some people will be lucky, some people not, you know. In life it's like kind of like that as well, that there will be like winners and losers, you know. But it's like not too significant of a deal, not too big of a deal to like change the world or so. But yes, she has a little bit of Uber. That's right. How do I do this? Usually, I draw flat characters. I draw flat girls. Yeah, I don't have to worry about like doing this right with the boob. But now I have to. Like maybe a little bit of a bulge. Medium is premium. I think it's easier to draw like flat characters, you know. Like if you wonder why some artists draw lolly characters, it's just like, it's easier, you know, it's like one of the reasons. But if they keep like drawing like flat characters, they become really good at like, you know, at like drawing them, I would suppose. So it's kind of like also like, you know, it doesn't like hurt to just be a specialist, you know, but also the variety is like not bad. Especially if you try to draw more than flat characters in the future, you know. Maybe you will try to, I don't know, try to write a story also, or you maybe need something like for a project, and then okay, who can draw that? I mean, I can't draw, but you know, you could like draw. You don't necessarily know how like to draw like, let's say like Bastionesans, you know, but it would be like one way to save money. Like asking someone else can also like involve money. If not money, then it's like, you know, okay, but do me a favor and like do this for me. And it's like, no. But yeah, like if you can do it all yourself, it's like all the better, you know, if you can solo it. if you have all the skills required. That will be like needed. Sometimes it might be just a little adjustment like here for myself, and that's like all good. But if it's like, you know, something bigger, then it's like, I wish I learned that, you know. I wish I paid more attention in school or whatever, you know, something like that. Okay, it's not so bad, so alright. Even though it's like not the full body yet. How long? 40 minutes. I think like I stalled 5 minutes or so like on the loading screen, so yeah. I see. I see. Something like this, and this, and this. And then a distance a little bit like this. Yeah, okay, this is kind of fine. It's a little bit unclear with the controls there, but it's fine. So far this looks pretty convincing. I should not forget the halo. I think like I throw only one halo for the main user. This will like the one user that leans forward. Do I keep the sketch or do I like color? I'm not sure. Depends like what looks better. It would be like better if I would be like beautiful, nice if I could like color. But depends like for now. It's my freedom. That's not bad. It's not so bad. It's not so bad. I captured like her vibe for now. And then yeah, right. I need 2 folders. Okay. Lean back. Lock in. Yeah, it's somewhat okay. We'll fix things later on. But the faster I can get it done, the earlier I can like access like stuff in Blue Archive. I will like check there on later, but yeah, for now, let's do this. Let's draw the face. Maybe something like this? Not baby face though. I'm gonna try. Let's see how this will go. I had like those kind of moments of like locking in when I played like Smash Brothers like competitively and like went to tournaments. There was like a time like in a bracket or so where I like played against one player. I played like Me Gunner, they played like Joker Mario. But like I think like first game Mario or so. Or first game Joker. I think like Joker first. And I was like able to win against them. 1-0. Then I switched to Mario. And then it's like a second game. Later like on the stage of like Pokemon Stadium 2. It is like a bi-platform bi-plat stage. Like one like Final Destination, like flat, but then there are like two platforms. Like one on the left and one on the right sides. Inside the stage also. It's like usually my comfort like let's say comfort pick, but this was also a good stage for Mario, and I think he was like able to beat me. After that, you know, I locked in. Like I lead like forward and so with and then was able to free stock him like in the third game. I won this like 2-1. But it was like pretty respect. I had like a lot of respect, you know. I would like say this game as well. I like able to like win against my bracket demon. So I was like able to come further. That was like a winner's side final at some point. And then from there on like beat seed number 1, so like the one who's predicted to be the place 1, you know, I was like able to beat them. I think I was like seeded to be like 5th place or so, but it means like I had like quite like the high upset factor there. Quite a high upset factor. And I won like some prize money and a lot of like happy. I was like happy for like a few days. Just like knowing, man, I did it. I want to get the best player in my region. Let's go. But yeah. but yeah, I only log in once because of like this Mario player, and not against like seed number 1. Prize money was like maybe like 50 bucks or so. It was like some kind of little house tournament, but still it was like pretty nice, the rush and and yeah, and that people like knew, yeah, Tosan, he did like beat the best player like in our region, let's go, the underdog. I was like pretty new at that game at this time, and I competed. I had like not even our own Switch, and then after like our own Switch, you know, after I like was able to like get one, my improvement came pretty fast. Improvement wise, it came like pretty fast, and I like started to like place top 3, you know, like get some prize money, but sometimes I had like some slums, sometimes like bracket demons, you know, people who are like better than you, or like they have just a really good character that works against your pick, you know, and then yeah. And it's better to like pick a new character, learn this one, or do you become a specialist and become the master of this character? And then I decided to stick with my guns, me gunner, and and yeah, it did work out somewhat. I would like to say I was at my peak at this time, you know, but still it was like something, like a big step. Nowadays I don't really play anymore, but when I like was at my peak, I was like able to be top players. I bet like the best. Well, let's maybe not say it, but I was able to like beat one of the best in my country. They were like power ranked, and I had like the chance to like beat like the best player of like another country, but I fumbled there. I think like rather than fumble, I would like say I went out of fuel. And then yeah. Like just beating one top player was enough for me, I think, like in my mind. I mean, like second one, oh no, I'm full, I can't do it anymore. Please, another time. Then I lost. Yeah, I suppose more or less like this analogy. this fan art is just like the reason why I like do this fan art. There will be something in the Blue Archive story coming up, you know, that involves like her like locking in. And I like this character. I like her daughter. So like want to do something like there. But if I have to like be honest, writing wise, I'm not really like that happy about it, but I gotta roll along with it. It might have like a lot of like pacing problems, but sometimes had like has moments where I'm like, okay, this is cool, you know. It's like watching like some isekai slop or like fantasy, power fantasy slop, you know. But overall, like a lot of like things are like eh. When it like comes to the action, they understand like how this works. Or like the cute and funny, I suppose. And yeah. But it's like just me looking at it and be like understanding the strengths and like the weaknesses, you know. The pros and cons. When you put like too much into like, I don't know, into waifus and like action. And like not too much on like, yeah, what's the message? You know? And other characters kind of like, doesn't make sense what they do. There are like many things, you know, that can like determine like a good story. A good like overall like piece of media. But sometimes it's scary that writing at some point is just like secondary, you know? At some point doesn't get important. When like Solo Leveling won like the anime awards, you know? And it doesn't like matter like how good your writing is. You just like do create action. I don't know. Solo Leveling was like a good one in terms of you know, turning your brain off and like, you know, be entertained. But yeah, obviously the sense of like, did it teach me something of a message or so? And not really. I'm not even sure like if I were like to write a story of some sort. If I get the opportunity to. If I should like log in or just like, you know, focus on making, you know, girls cute and then like, you know, Sakura at least like a little bit decent, you know. The thing is like making girls cute. There's like an industry for that. To sell like figurines and merch and whatever. And there's like good income. And it just depends how good is the character design and how good did you sell her in the story, you know? If those things are like there, then you have like cha-ching in a way. Cha-ching. But yeah. But also if you make the story like, not story, but like the action like good, then you get like the gamers as well. Are you sad that the rec room shut down? Question mark? Not really sure, but in any case, not really sure what you mean, but in any case, Lang. Welcome to the stream. I'm drawing here Yuzu from Blue Archive in her current armor that she's like wearing in the main story. And after I'm done with that, I'm gonna continue the Blue Archive session here. which is on the bottom left a little bit. Now that we are like at it, actually, I need like to check in on the cafe. Just a minute. I'm gonna stop here for a moment. We will continue like in a moment as well. Gonna invite Yuzu. This is done, then go back. Continue. So it's like 1 hour roughly. Not so bad. Once I'm like done with this drawing session here, I will like continue with the Blue Archive session, and I like check what new stories out there and use after like you thought is like a new fightable boss like in there. And yeah, also like do some gacha, like using all my free pulls that has been like that has arrived for now. And then yeah, I'm gonna like see. I'm not really sure like what Blue Archive is. It's a tactical mobile RPG game. Themes are like anime, girls, epic anime, guns, and like the youth. And they have like currently like a cool event going on in terms of like the main story. That's like currently launching. I'm like trying like something related to that, and, like with my favorite student from there. Because she's my favorite student, you know, I'm gonna throw her, like I care about her. Even though I have like some complaints regarding the writing of the story. That doesn't mean that there are like things I don't, that there are no things that I enjoy about it, you know. It's just like a little bit, you know, it is okay, could be better, you know, something like that. Could be better, but yeah. I hope that the state of like main story writing becomes better. If not, then so be it, you know. It was like really peak at like volume 3. I liked it like volume 1 already, you know. I like all the volumes until like volume F, you know. Volume F was like the best. But afterwards it's kinda like, yeah. I think like volume 4, chapter 2 was also okay, like after volume F. It was like somewhat okay as well. But I think like at some point there was like a little bit of a, I don't know, shift or so. While they like increased like the value on like animation, you know, they put the animates, like scenes, cutscenes, you know. Like 2D or like in 3D with the chibis, which looks like both dope, but you know, it reminds me of like what anime production like does, you know. They adapt like light novels that are popular, even though the story is like pretty mid, make it like anime, do like a lot of things with like making the waifus look really cute in animation, you know. Like making the move like really cutely, I don't know, or like fan service, and like accuracy cool, and then touching, you know, something like that. Usually anime is like there to like promote like the source material, but yeah, but also like to fill their own pockets, you know, like when they like want to make figurines and such. Oh yeah, how do I draw this? Can I get away with that? I think I can get away with that. I never really played with a box before as a controller. I usually use those handheld controllers. I don't know if you call it handheld controller, but yeah. Kinda forgot like the what I'd like talk about before. It's important. My head, you know. If you don't remember, then it was not important, I think. Oh yeah. Okay. Ugh, yeah, actually Yuzu has a nice body. Surprisingly. I don't see it like in that way. But one has to admit, it looks like okay, it looks like good. He has like something of a size, just potential actually. He's the president of the GDD, but still is young compared to like others. He's like first year, I think, not second year, 15 years old. Like yeah, in a range I'm like, nah, no. Do not do anything. Sometimes like my senses activate and I start like wooing, you know, but with Yuzu really not really. Maybe it's because of the first impression like I had of her, you know, that's like stays really strong in my mind. That I have like respect for her as well. But just because people have like a favorite student doesn't mean they look like them in a lewd way, you know? Like some people like Izuna, but it's just like, yeah, she's a sunshine, you know, something like that. Like, I think like when Blue Archive launched, like, you know, Blue Archive is like known as the Uo Kane game, you know? But I think when Blue Archive first launched, not every character was like designed to be like this Uo or like to be waifuable, you know? I think like there are like characters like Saya, you know, I haven't seen like Saya fans or so. Izumi, like with weird eating habits. I think there are people like Pina, you know. there are some wild mix of characters. Even like Shimiko was like pretty uninteresting for many people, you know? Like Jiri, okay, she is like pretty nice, she does her best, but she can't cook, you know, no matter how she does it, you know, something like that. But the current roster, like today, you know, they are pretty much waifu ever. Notable, you know. So it's kind of like, yeah, okay. I think things like some things have changed. Same time, you can't really be sure, you know, because how long were things in the oven, you know? How long were the things in the oven? They had like a lot of prep time like going on. I think it was development since 2017 or so, I'm not really sure anymore. I had like something like when looking at the dev streams as well, one could also think it might be the case that they did prepare a long time. Up my nose, gonna clean out my nose. Waiting myself for a moment. Okay, it should be okay for now. It's a continue. Man, this is really nice. It's really nice. With her body. Looking at the character design, not at like my art. My art is like pretty secondary. And like in the middle of drawing. Things like still work in progress, you know. And with work in progress, usually I'm pretty like, yeah, silent. I have my opinions and so. Okay, she has like things in there as well. Oh gosh, a lot of things, but I think I do not draw that. Yeah, so much on Schnick-Schnack. So much on Gedöns. Okay, yeah. I suppose that's how it should be. I will do what I can, but I will not go all out as well. I will need the time also to like do the Blue Archive session. You saw this kind of like art to fight. At least it takes time and you need to team it. This one's pretty time consuming. Like Chukma could like just auto, it's like fine. Mina was also piss easy. But yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. Oh gosh. Well, it takes time. It takes time with a lot of things. Things take time. Good things take time. Yeah, I think like really good things take time. With bad things, this can come immediately, you know, for no reason. I was really running. I suppose a lack of sleep weaken my immune system. Like ripping up some paper for a moment. Kind of glad, and that's like back with. Would have to take. That I can be much more flexible with like my on and off time, like with sleep and so. Can be so flexible. Like with the cat, I had like to maintain a routine, more or less. Sleep at the same time, wake up at the same time. They love that shit. But I think that's like kind of safety for them needed, you know, because usually they're like wild animals, you know, but they're like kept at home because they're cute, you know, they're like some fluff balls, and yeah, all their purpose like is like to be at home, like be cute for us, and then yeah. But also like mental support, they are like pretty cute beings, so yeah, and they also need humans in a sense, like more and more. I think like if I like retire, maybe in my 40s, maybe in my 50s, you know. Usually retirement is like a 60 or so, but if I decide like, you know, I have enough money and then I don't want to strive for anything anymore, let's get a cat, you know. Well, I say like don't strive anything for anymore, but like when like a lot of the things on my bucket list are like done, you know, or like done with, I think yeah, I can consider like I can consider that. No, this was too close. Okay. Kinda like thinking, you know, like with the story of Blue like the Kakamoton. Kinda like think like, man, freaking children also. Like with the brats there. The clan cup brats. Want to say something, but something came. Misguided children. People like who have like seen enough of the words. Haven't been taught the well. There are a lot of things that could be like that better. But yeah. I like it like in Volume F, like how Prena Partes, you know, has been kept like a mystery. And then on the end, if it gets revealed, or like during the battle, that you have like more hints. But with like the Land Cup Rats, you know, you kind of reveal them too early. Your hand gets revealed too early, you know, that they're not actually not evil. Then you kind of like, what the hell is the point there, you know? But they want to like to take over the world and then take away the freedom from people, you know, that they don't have to suffer, you know, by making decisions every day, wake up like that bad tomorrow. It's kind of like, dude, well, at least we know the motive, but it's like, SMH, you know, though I'm not motivated anymore. But yeah. It's kind of like stupid, but yeah. I think this it is pretty mid. I'm like really tempted to say this like the weakest so far, but you know. It has like some good moments though. The visuals look amazing, the animations I guess it's something, but at the same time, isn't it wasted money? You could have done a better anime, you know, to like actually get more people like to play the game. Animation costs like a lot of money, by the way, so they could have used this money for that, I think. Like it's a time capsule, you know, will be like preserved, and people can look at that time capsule over and over and over again. I think sometimes it's better to do a good enough job, you know, so that like your future self will not be too embarrassed by looking back at it, you know. Something like, yeah, looking back at it and it's like, oh, I was so cringe, you know, something like that. Of course, I do embrace like a lot of people who like love their hobbies too much, you know, and like anime, so they embrace it and then, you know, I'm cringe but I'm free, you know, like they do their own thing in a sense. But sometimes, you know, whatever you do, especially the internet, for example, like when things get accessible like online, this is like a footprint you cannot really erase, right? It's something you cannot erase. It will stay forever in like the memory of like from the internet. Even if you decide to delete the post or the image or whatever, it does not forget, you know. So if you're an IL person, you know, do not like show your face. It can like do something with that. AI as well. Whatever you post there can be used. Pretty dangerous, by the way. There's some people like pretty oblivious, you know, but you will never know like when the algorithm like will change, you know. You may have like, you know, post like to your same 2-3 people, and you know, and things are like fine, but one time like when everything changes, you know, and it blows up, you get like attention maybe you didn't really like want it, you know. There are also like weird people out there, especially today nowadays. They're gonna be like stabby, you know. Oh, this guy's nearby, and you know, then okay, let me get my stabby thingy and like the stabby quickie, you know, stabby tabby, and yeah. When people like can be like dogs just because of the reflection of the eye, you know, like some Japanese idol stuff, you know. You don't know where you live, just because based on that. Or when people like watch like live streamers, you know, like with a webcam, then they see like, oh, there's a pillar in your house, okay, not many apartments in the houses have that, let me narrow it down, I'm an expert like in that, and then it's kind of like, yeah. It gets a bit dangerous with internet. And especially like nowadays. Back in the days I think it was like a little bit more chill, you know. But yeah. Technology has like pros and cons. Like, at least like things like serial killers and so are not so much of a thing, but the thing is like also, as a human you have only one life, you know. You have only one life. It would be sad to like just lose this life just because, I don't know, internet. You share too much, you know. And yeah. A lot of normal people, they are not on the internet that much, you know. They live a normal life. I meet like plenty of normal people. Not gamers really. They touch grass. They're like dedicated with like their work. They care about like the unity and things are chill at work, you know. And yeah. I don't really interact with them much, you know, I'm just like there to work as well. I keep like me talking to a minimum. Like a voice. Just like give out every now and then. It gets pretty dry in my voice, but I think like it's also because it's like really hot. It gets pretty hot. Maybe I lose like some fluids, I don't know. I get like, a lot more mosquito bites since it's like more summer-ish. It's a little bit weird. Usually I don't get mosquito bites. Now all of a sudden a lot more. Kind of annoying like with those mosquitoes. But yeah, not too much. Yeah, but it looks okay. Maybe the legs are a little bit too long. Use a long leg. At the same time, yeah, it should be fine. I have to adjust this one here. Let me see if this works. I need to pull it back a little bit. And adjust that. Like something like this, I suppose. I need to adjust. The thing was like extended deck because it would make more sense, like when the box controller is like on the lap a little bit on the knees, but yeah, I can't do much like this. Yeah, I think maybe no color would be the play. So not color. Kinda like want to visit like some anime conventions, you know, where the people I can interact with can speak English. I will be Comic-Con this year, you know, but Japan, you know. I can speak a little bit, but it's like not that big enough to like do big small talk, you know. Like when people like would sell on their booth, art booths, you know, in anime conventions, artists and like their merch, you know, the archive merch for example, I could like talk to them and be like, hey, I like this one, what is the inspiration behind this one, you know? I did like from Giyu Sensei, I bought like 2 acrylic stands of like Yuzu and Arise, you know, and I was like wondering, hey, what's the inspiration behind that, you know, why is she wearing like this and has a box controller, and then taught me like a little bit, you know, like what this was about. But like something of the sort that he is like, has friends in the fighting game community, or he is friends, or he is like a fighting game community, can't really remember quite, but, and they like came a little bit inspiration from like to have a controller, and she actually plays fighting game as well, then yeah. At the same time, when I look at the design, you know, was like, you know, I have the archive art book at home, I look at that stuff and I'd be like, look at the uniform, be like, actually maybe you got inspired, I don't know. But when he says it like that, it's also like, okay, makes sense, okay, this might be like additional inspiration, you know, like something like that. And just like having a talk with some artists is like, yeah. Just like knowing like what drove them so far is like, you know. I think like if you get the chance, like do that. There are like some people like who use AI art to like make acrylic stands and so then if you get a little bit sus, you know, then yeah. The thing is like AI becomes better and better. So sometimes like not really at first glance, like, you know, recognizable that it is. There's something like majority users like with the lighting and the shine, you know, like steaminess like in the hentai pictures, but there are like some that uses like not sparingly or not at all, and then they print out merch with that, and then it's like, you know, I do get better, you know, at like spotting that. I do follow like some of them. They get better and better, but I still can like see it's AI, you know. It's just a little bit of training for myself. I obviously do not like or heart any of their posts, but it's just like there, you can see it. Well, it gets some interactions, some numbers from my side, but just looking at it, you know, I think like if you scroll past it, you have seen it, you know, then we'll count towards a few, but yeah. Well, at least like I got like something out of it to like tell, okay, this is probably, you know, not the right thing. Like on Pixiv you have like something like that to like easily set it up, I suppose. I would like really say it's a problem, you know, because of that it makes like human drawn art like more valuable. At least I can like ask a human, you know, hey, what's inspiration? They have a story to tell, and then there's like something like that. But if a machine, not really, you know. They do like, okay, this is the most optimal way to do it. I learned it this way, and yeah. And then they apply the same formula over and over again without changing it. It's just like about the prompts, you know. Hey, do this. Hey, do me this. Can you remove this one? Can you make her boobs bigger? Or something like that. You know. In a sense, commissioners are also like some prompters, but when they give like the freedom to the artist, then, you know, it's all good, I suppose. They might have like a bit of references, so hey, can you draw me like based on this, and then when the artist like doing the magic, you know, then yeah. Like a lot of like VTubers, you know, they rely like on those people to like do shit for them. And if it's good, then fantastic, you know. Other animators as well. 3D artists. I wonder how much percent. Maybe this is good enough. Maybe something like this. Yeah, maybe something like this. Then this means I do not color. Yeah. Yeah, I think like it's recognizable what this should be. What this should like tell. Maybe I will make the feet bigger. This seems like one element seems a little bit off for me. Okay, 1 minute and 40 so far. Maybe you know this reference? Maybe not? But this was what went through my mind when I saw like a specific like moment in the story. And I think like some gamers amongst you have like this moment. You surely had this moment, some of your gamers. And it's like, yeah, relatable. I think like one of the few things I need to like adjust are like shoes. I make it bigger than, yeah, making it bigger and longer. There's some tech on her equipment also, and Rio said something of the sort, it's like, you know, hidden trump card or so. In case like certain thing happens. But I think like it's just like developers being like, yeah, we like mechas and so. Like if you remember like Zilla vs Kyatto, something like that. I mean, this point I like enough. I think now that I'm at this point I can like talk a little bit more. Like what the intention of this here was, and I think you can see it. I think I did a decent job. But not sure if I should like fully color it, you know. Maybe at least like hair as well. I don't know. It's like the question for me. Like, it's recognizable enough already. I don't need to do more. I think like one thing I can do, change the canvas. And then adjust. Maybe to like 1100. Not sure. Maybe 1000. I think I keep it at that, like roughly. I will just adjust like a little bit of line weight, like we are 2 hours in. Yep, no, 2 hours in, 1 hour 50. Yeah, okay, I still have time, I still have time to like perfect a little bit. Where should the emphasis be? Yeah. And also halo. Yes, do not forget the halo. It's a power button. Looks like a power button. Power on. Oh, actually... No, at the same time, it's wrong. You know, you can turn power button on, right? You can turn a machine on. And if you are familiar with English dad jokes, you know. But I would like say power on when she gets locked in also. Power on. When we said like turn on in like German, so anmachen, you know, it has a different meaning. It's like flirting, like raising someone up, you know. Hey darling, can you turn on the machine? Hey yo, what's up with you? Yo, I'm Tennessee, man. No, don't turn it on. Fire it on. Let's go, let's go! Ike! Machine, let's go, you can do it! No, don't do this! You know, like German has like a lot of like pun material as well. It's like why I usually like those dad jokes, you know. But in English, let's say I don't like not too much, but I still can recognize like some of those. But with dad jokes, you know, puns usually it's like, you know, people be like a little bit and then, you know, close the eyes, like in this eyes show speed meme, you know, but yeah. It's kind of like silently accepting. I did like this one. Oh, do this. Do I want the color? Let's try coloring. At least the hair, at least the hair. I have a reference regarding like this login thing. It's like not the login from Parasite, you know, where guys like and then logs in, you know. But yeah, that's like more like, you know, the sitting posture. This was like always like what I mind when it's like gamer I call it like gamer pose meme, you know, but you can also say it's login, locking in. Usually like it's like the term like during video games, you know, oh he locking in, you know. But yeah, maybe at least like the hair. I'm gonna like see. I did a different layer. So if I think it doesn't look good, I can just erase it simply. I sometimes do not know what I want from like things I draw. Oh yeah, by the way, this thing is black. There's like some yellow color in there. Oh shit. But maybe I don't need this. I probably don't need this. Let's see. Because that's distract like from the whole thing that I want to like convey. Yeah, just erase it. Erase. Then add this yellow thing. Turn on the power button. And like halo, need to draw as well. And then, yeah, the halo. Halo. Final layer. It's been done elegantly. It has been done elegantly. Around here. Maybe. Usually I'm known as the guy who draws in chibi form. Makes him look cute and derpy, but I think for this kind of like concept I needed like to draw like in this style. It's a little bit difficult actually sometimes to convert like real life 3D poses, you know, into like the chibi. It's like a lot about simplifying, which makes like believe, yeah, it's easier, but at the same time it takes a lot of like, it can take some kind of attempts to get it like convinced, like right. Sometimes I waste like 13 minutes or like 1 hour until I'm be like, okay, now I like it, and then from there on I can go fast if I got this, but if I do not got it, then it's like, yeah. Yeah, it can take a while. I'm not really sure like how transparent I need to make the previous Yuzu. Do not get it really. But yeah, I think this should be good. Do I need to throw the halo on the other the Yuzu 1 as well? Yuzu 2 already has one. Let's see. It's kinda dirty, but it works. Kinda dirty, but it works. I will post this when the time is right. Maybe we have like fine-tuned it by then. Okay, let's save that. Let's make it a PNG as well, and put it like somewhere in the bottom. Oh, this is it. Now let me change the Twitch category to like Blue Archive, I would like say. Blue Archive. And then let's continue archive session. We change the category now for this one. Now what I will do is taking this here, make it bigger. Okay, let's see. Full size, yes, like this, and fit it in like this, yes. Probably like this. Remove those and those. This one I replace like with what I've drawn currently. Let's see, okay. Now I can turn on the audio, I think, for the game. Alright. Move a little bit up. Like this. If I make it too big? Yeah, I think like it's recognizable. To some extent. I think I should also leave my signature made by Tosanyo, so but to be truly dumb. Not dumb in it. I always leave my signature. But okay, now that I'm done with this, 2 hours. It took me roughly 2 hours, not bad. I can like go back to like the archive session, and we have like currently done how it's called, a Chokma and Gebra, and Yeson is now unlockable. We can fight it now, but it takes like quite a while. I think like 2 hours ago, 2.5 hours ago, he was at like 90-ish%. So like each hour like 4 to 5% stuff. Not so bad actually. I could like decide to fight it now, but let's read. Let's read. And yeah. Story. So Tiparef, Gebra, Chokma. Chokma, Gebra, Tiparef, and then Ritual. Let's do it like that. I need like something in the bottom. Text as well. Oh gosh. How do we do this? Episode 13. Then move it here. Okay, like something like that. Chokma, Realm's Ancient Guardian. By the way, Kei-chan. What? Is it okay for you to keep participating in field operations, Kei-chan? Why are you asking that now? Because I'm worried about Kei-chan! Are you actually worried? She will be fine, Sensei. I will handle any unexpected occurrences. Right, you're the best field agent after all. Don't forget about me. Okay, I think like I need to make the picture smaller. Yeah, I can't do it better. Now that I like notice, oh, it does look like the text on screen. Reporting in, did someone say best field agent? Oh, did I? Turkey is also the best? Absolutely. I don't exactly understand the also, but I'm happy with that answer. Goodbye. Did she sense that? What is even going on here? Not to think of it, Rio was the first discovered Chokma? Yeah, I suppose so. But even I was surprised when our ship suddenly rose from the ground. Sounds like a definite super phenomenon. So kind of to recap, like what happened last time is that we had like all the profets except like Chokma and Gabara, I think. So what is like here now the thing is that they like go from profile to profile and retrieve their core, more or less. And let's say the banter before like the battle and afterwards not really that important. It's only like when a set of bosses have been like murdered. Rio is the creator of the Super Phenomenon Task Force. What do you think of all this? Oh, you knew that, Kay? Well, I've acquired most data and history leading up to this point, haven't I? Let's assume I know everything you know. Wait, haven't already told you about this? Yeah, I see. Is this, I suppose, when I can say that I'm deeply moved that you asked? Why are you all looking at me like that? Well, that's nothing. Well, maybe it's unexpected from here. It seems like you've changed a lot since then, Rio. Not subtle, Amy! I see. Was it a compliment or an insult? You can't tell? Why do you only lose your common sense in times like these? Relax, Kay. Getting angry at every little thing could fire emotional circuits? It's certainly possible. I haven't fully analyzed your new body yet, after all. If you experience a fatal error, I may have difficulty fixing it. Walking like she's a machine. You are the ones that are killing me! You're okay, Kei-chan. I died of frustration, you're all to blame. What? Kei's dying? Kei, no! No, I'm not dying. It's a Taylor phrase. Arise. For emotional resonance. Okay, Chan here really has it wrong? Well, it's our teasing party, I suppose. Thank you for understanding, Sensei. It's time to get moving, Kay. See if you can find a place where Sensei can safely observe. Understood. At this point it would be less of a pain to do some actual work. Let's get started then, Sensei. So we defeated Chokma. It was like a little bit of banter, teasing Kay, and like, oh, there's common sense, so not really important. Chokma's science confirmed. And it's still hot, even hotter than before. For now, please stay clothed. We still need your defenses up. Amy, I'm sorry, but I have a request. Huh? Tell me as long as it's fast. That's kind of the problem. The temperature and pressure here differ from the earlier areas, so the core extraction process will take a bit longer than normal. Yeah, you cannot handle that much. I'm truly sorry, Amy. Okay, Sensei, it's not your fault. The world existence itself is to blame. This time you sound like those sisters. Okay, then this was like the process for like a band, some running gag with like Amy, that she's way too hot and do like this much heat. Gabara's like in the ice field, so I just think it's like pretty nice for Amy to be here. But we have here Himari. Why are we back in the Glacier Sea? It's just the section of the sea continent. They okay, Himari. It is not that I don't understand that. I just fail to understand why Gabara must insist on freezing temperatures no matter where they go. It was the same with Chokma too. So maybe the prophets have preferred natural environments? Understood. Like Himari and Amy fighting over the AC. What by the way? At the risk of repeating myself 1,000 times, Amy cold tolerance is the outlier here. Moving on, it's somewhat nostalgic. After tracking the Kagroma signals to the Glacier Sea, it was Gabara we faced first. Thinking about it, it was Toki's first mission. Yes, it was also my first mission with Sensei as a member of the Super Phenomenon Task Force. I would like everyone to know something or other. Actually, it's called level episode 15. I was freezing at the time, but I served Amy's behavior and endured it through sheer willpower. You're not impressive, Sensei. This opportunity to compliment me and tell me how proud you are of me. It's impressive that she didn't got a cold. But yeah. She also like wore the handmade uniform, but like not the long version, but the short version. Also insane. He's stupid. Regardless, I'm always proud of you, Toki. I appreciate that sentiment, however such statement is insufficient. I asked my Toki will calmly ask again. The thing is like, I would not praise her for that. It's like, yeah, maybe like in the sense of like, yeah, you did was unearned that, but please don't do that again. And just like up warmly, and then I get my hand-knitted sweater and like scar, and then she keeps wearing those, I suppose, because she's attached to Sensei. Sensei, it's not good for a craft if you keep spoiling her like that. Yeah, that's what I mean. Don't spoil her too much. Yeah, a little bit strict as well, reasonable. Nari said it? Affirmative. I will now keep a small distance for the rest of the group, so I may properly sulk. Oh no. Are you still feeling cold? No, the suit was built with such conditions in mind. There's no need for worry. Thank you for worrying, Yuzu. In hindsight, if the suit didn't have such advanced cold protection, I could have held on to Sensei for warmth. An error on my part. No, Toki, let's return to the matter at hand. Well, they're really open like about liking Sensei, huh? We suspected Gabba was an unmanned AI drone operating from a research center in the polar region before the Kakuromoton hacked it. It was an AI drone? From a research center? They were just like minding their own business until they got like mind controlled? Yeah. Or to use the Kakuromoton's words, inspired the AI to follow its teachings, but irrelevant for our current task. A little bit of lore, okay. Much more importantly, I'm curious about the kind of engineering work that can turn a mind drone into... Okay, wait, boss music played. Speaking of this uninspired unmanned drone. And Sensei ready for orders. And then we beat the shit out of it. And continue. To retrieve its core. Data retrieval team on site. Good. The president grumbled about being picked for this mission and returned to the transport ship fast. Feeling cool now, Amy? A little, but not as much as I like. The real glacier sea was the best. I guess unnatural environments can't be the real ones. Yep, I suppose so. You are the unnatural one if anything. Yep. And nice, this ended like pretty quickly. It's just like about Amy's too hot. Then like Tipa ref once. And once it's done, I will like check out like the reading part, I will like check out the gacha. I suppose we did manage to infiltrate Tipa ref's friend, but... It sure is nostalgic, isn't it? Yeah, they were here last time. This tight corridor. This one's clean at least. It must have recreated the entire seed vault. That's also why I keep my nose. Ease why I got onto such ridiculous names. Okay, Sop appeared. Don't call it ridiculous. The seed vault was everything to Tipa ref. Yeah, the thing is like seed corridor, they can like watch you. Every movement. Unless they go back to transport ship or so, then it's a little bit more protected, or okay, like puts up a firewall. It gave its life to protect its seeds. Ah, it is soft. Hello? Seriously, can't believe I'm saying this to you, but are you really supposed to greet your enemies with such a warm smile? The thing is, I have no enemies. And this all while you are the ones ruining the Steel Continent! Oh, we are very sorry. You plan on stopping? No? So you're not sorry at all? That sincere pleasure to only piss me off even more. Tipa ref gave its life. It died? Yes, it died. You killed Tipa ref that day. But did it not escape with container launcher thingy?
The thingy had deeper receipts, not deeper ref. To it, nothing was more important than preserving them. Because deeper ref is originally the Seed World's AI system. To put in terms you understand, it sacrificed itself for its mission. And the one that's here? I personally don't like this phrase, but it's a copy of the original. Huh? And that's well good? Yo, it's not the same at all! We couldn't restore all of its data! Memory data is our life essence, so that means the part of deeper ref that we couldn't transfer are dead forever! And while we are on the topic, you can't kill. You the one observing all the prophet's cause. You're just eating enough to fill the deep dark void in your life! Just like human life does. What? You're all kind of sudden. Cat got your tongue? Huh, that's right. Even a criminal with only a sliver of conscience would feel guilty for everything you guys did. Look, I'm going to say something, so it's just you two here. Princess Key. I'll be here too? But I would sensei. Anyways, I'm from person for you. How about we agree to stop between us? Agree to stop? Yes, let's stop sinning of us, because if anyone can, we can. We were created whole. Perfect, we don't require other existences to exist. But humans, like a teacher over there. Why did you look like a teacher, not sensei? They are incomplete existence that lead incomplete lives. At the very least between us, we should stop these sins against each other. Their beings capable of living without sin. The princess over there may have forgotten. As in that part of her may have died, but you should know, Key. We get a lot more stuff in here. Yeah. Their life itself is contradictory. Unjust and force you to suffer through unreasonable pain. For the figures of the rain, flow sunshine, rainbow. Yeah. It's like worth to go through pain. I hate my work. Currently my full-time job. 10 hours. Like 8 hours usually, but 2 hours overtime. I need to repeat this today and tomorrow as well, but afterwards, freedom! Friday night! Down, da, 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 da. But yeah, those names you use, Arise, K, other people gave them to you, didn't they? That's exactly what I'm talking about. If we are not allowed to even pick our own names, how can we expect to choose our way of existence meaning? And so the endless cycle of suffering will soldier on? How about you join the game department and see like how fun it is? Play a game. Yeah, try harder. Play with the bad stuff that you have. Play the game from Yuzu. And then rage a little bit, but still love it in the end. Let's break that cycle. At the very least between us. No! Just play a game, be a gamer. Where you understand like that suffering is also great. Isn't not doing what we care and a sin in and of itself? I'm very sorry, Soph. I think I'm maybe not smart enough to understand everything you just said. I think that part of what you said there I cannot help but agree with. However, I wish to speak to you as not a princess, but as just Arise. I cannot bring myself to believe that the time I've spent here, and nothing. Holy crap, that's just like the episode before you fight Tibarev, and it's already has a message. Well, did understand why you think that. But I think it's not of matter and logic, but of feelings and other ridiculous things. She calls it ridiculous herself? In the bot story she said, yeah, she believes in magic, you know, like the games got inspired by the real world, so she believes this exists, for example, you know, things that are not of matter and logic. She kind of accepts it now. No innocence. Oh, flashback to main story. So things in Volume 2, Chapter 1, Chapter 2, Volume F, and like some part of Volume F, like where she forgave Rio, and where she was literally sacrificed herself, and then K, like in Arise's body, you know, like those kind of CGs. Wonderful. But it's also like putting the nostalgia card. Hey, do you remember that? Player, Sensei, do you remember that? Oh, that was such a good moment, right? And then they proceed to not interact with that further. At the very least I do. At the very least I do. Because, no matter what, I wish to be with everyone. I wish to stay with everyone I've met at Millennium. And again, development department, engineering department, and Yuka, and my current party, the Super Phenomenon Task Force, and people of our schools, Vienna's max level head prefect, Mr. T's timid yet incredible sniper lady. Everyone I've met.
Oh, nostalgia. They use nostalgia.
And Sensei. I do not know all the details, but I feel like with the word you want, treasure day to day of my life will vanish. That's true. But it'll be replaced with something even better. Nah. In that world you'll be immeasurably important. You are princess with the name is God, the cornerstone proof of the existence. You lead us all. Ah, being famous is like not really great. There are people who can't live a normal life anymore. Hollywood people, also VTuber who got doxxed and whatever. The anonymity is important. That's like why some stars envy like the VTubers, you know. They can live a normal life and still be famous, you know. Something like that. And Arise wishes to preserve that normal life, to be like with everyone. She's become like the queen also. She cannot really have that anymore. She doesn't want to be called the princess anymore. She wants to be Arise. No, thank you. I do not wish for such power or leadership. Arise. What matters to me is that you wish to take away the life I've built with Sensei and everyone else. Soph, you said that memory loss is similar to death loss, right? That is exactly why. I, Tender Arise, I use my feelings nonsense to protect my memories until the very end. It's very like acceptant of her to call it nonsense. It's like cringe but free. So we defeated Tibarev, you know, we're like here outside, yeah. That's that, we've retrieved the coordinate on this territory. Some aftermath, some afterwards. Why did Soph decide to talk to us? This is just my speculation, but perhaps the prophet called Tibarev was important to Soph. And if I understand Soph's word correctly, Tibarev's activity patterns were different from other prophets. The point that it would even sacrifice to itself for the sake of the seeds. Is something wrong, Arise? Sensei, do you remember? When we broke for the first line of defense, I could not explain exactly how I was feeling. Of course, I told you to talk to me about it when you felt able. I do not know why, but I'm experiencing a similar feeling at the moment. Sensei, soft story about life being at the side of suffering. How does one respond to such a thing? Someone believes that existence is a curse and life is a sad tragedy. Actually, I wonder like how did those games come up with the idea that like life is sad? there's like no hint yet that they experience something like Kuroko, right? They seem like powerful and everything, they have everything, you know? And they look at human and be like, oh, let us end their suffering, you know? How did they actually come to the idea that it's like a sad idea? This is the Kakaroton? But the Kakaroton is like gun, this, you know, antagonist. Or this. So like, okay. Soft story about life being endless cycle of suffering. How does one respond? It's like curse of that existing is a curse. Life is a sad tragedy. To someone who wishes they had never been created to begin with. What can I say to someone like that? I cannot find answer. And it makes my chest tighten. As if I'm unable to properly breathe. This is a weird localized sentence. Needed more time to cook. Honestly speaking, Soph isn't completely wrong. But with the promise of tomorrow comes the guarantee of loss. And every next day, it's possible that the more bad will happen than good. Just like what Soph said, it's not really wrong, you know. I accept you, I understand, but I do not agree. Something like that, I would like say. Because life has also good things. It's not necessarily like, you're wrong, I'm right. It's just like something like, no, it's like, there are like multiple answers to like life, you know. I wouldn't say there's a small optimistic one. And she's still a child, it's a little bit, how can a child see such like a thing, you know? They need more hope in life, I suppose. And we are just meant to accept that. The only way to move forward is to accept it? Yes. Or maybe, at the very least, Sensei understand that, not accept, you know, but not agree with it, you know? Yes, sure, smooth talker, Sensei. But if that's the case, then what's the reason to continue living? I have never considered such a thing until now, and to consider it is very scary. And I'll tell you why, and only that is. Don't worry about it, you're all children, all students. Enjoy your youth, and then afterwards, if you have a goal, well, like enjoy your youth. A dream, then let's work towards that. This will be your future. This will be your bucket list thingy. Before you die, try to like do this thing. But yeah, they're still too young. In a way, you've already answered it yourself. What? I really? Did answer it already. That all this time we spent wasn't meaningless. That you wanted to stay with the friends you've made. Yeah? But how can it be enough? It's exactly enough, actually. Life was never meant to be some grand pursuit of purpose. Yeah. What? What? I do not understand. No purpose? If such a thing existed, then life without purpose or meaning would be considered useless. You can't just live to survive. Enjoy the gift of life. You can watch anime, you can play games, you can meet cool people. This is a gift, take it. But do not take your life. So maybe we're all enough just as we are. Above all, meeting you all has been my life's greatest happiness. Me too, but Sensei, I think this is the wrong expression, Arise. You should smile. Am I included in that? That's not even a question. Well, in that case, fine. Yep, that's it, that's all that matters. The more you look, the more you realize how unreasonable life is. And we can make one of two choices. Give in, or fight until the last. But giving is the end of the line. And that means there's only one choice we can make now. Fight and to win. To write a happy ending for us all. Sensei, you did not need to answer that. Let them find the answer. I would have been more interested in that. I mean, it's obvious, kind of like, but I wanted to know the answer. So when is happiness itself a struggle? Alright, it's refusing to acquiesce to the intolerable. Even if you have to do it while angry. The thing is, happiness is from short duration, you know? You can't really like wish for endless happiness, really. Even if I do art or like do YouTube, you know, there will be struggle, there will be things I'm not happy about. But if I'm done, I'm like, let's go, I've finished it. It's like for people like who play against hard boss in Dark Souls. There will be a lot of times where they're angry, but if they did it, let's go, you know, it was worth it to. Just like you said, K. I mean, actually Arisu should know the best, or like K, because they experience like game development department, you know, but whatever. Why me all of a sudden? Stop, no! Headpads! No headpads! No smiling! You even try it! Fine, just this once. So happiness is the ultimate struggle of life. Exactly. And I want all of you to be happy. Maybe I add on to that. An add-on? Of course, I wish for Sensei to be happy as well, but not as an add-on. Is that not sad? No? Not at all? Some people feel happy seeing other people's joy? And feel pain when seeing others suffer? Being able to cry alongside someone who's suffering? Can give that person strength to fight to the end? You can't guarantee that'll be the case all the time though. That's just misunderstanding. It's a bit of euphemism. It's hypocrisy. I sound like those brats. That life, relationship, and society are all like illegal constructs that hold up precariously in flimsy savant misunderstanding. So what if it is? I'd rather be a hypocrite. Okay, I think like it overstayed its welcome, more or less. They should have paced it like better. It's way too long. It's kind of interesting to talk about it, but it's too long. A bit short, they're still young. In their minds somewhat. You need to pace it better, you can't like do it all at once. Being born, kind, versus overcoming one's nature through immense effort. Which one of the two seems cooler to you? Why are we bringing coolness into all this of the sudden? This is exactly what the crux of the problem is. You only live once, so you should live a cool one? Otherwise, what's the point? That's very important for you, Sensei. I am still confused. I do believe I have one takeaway. I'm perfectly fine exactly as I am in this moment. Exactly. Thank you, Sensei. Because now I don't know what I know what I want to do. And what is that, Arisu? I want to be friends with them. With Ein, Soph, or the prophet called Malkuth, or our prophets too? I think our problems are too big to solve with just talking. But I do not think it would be bad to still try. Even hypocrisy is better than nothing. I like it. I'm rooting for you. Hi. Okay, this was the talk of like after I retrieved like the core from Hyperrev. While the other was pretty short, this was like had more of a punch. And now that 7 prophets have been defeated, now this episode comes in. Okay. Yeah, here with the brats and then the council room. A second line of defense. Seriously? Actually? We don't need to react off the bat. Let's go over what we know. Alright, there are currently only 2 prophets remaining. 70% or more of the sea continent. Our net stuff has fallen into enemy hands. Enemy hands? Enemy's hands? There should be like IS is like missing there. Most likely the remaining 2 regions will only serve to stall them. Yes, we recognize the pattern, so we can't ignore it. The breakthrough soon. The Ein's cry. Because like her children are getting taken away or defeated. And when their cause getting like captured, you know. Calm down, Ein. We can't come off our plan if we don't acknowledge the situation we're in. Ooh, where did we go wrong? Is it because I underestimated them? I'm sorry, I'm sorry, I'm sorry, oh, I'm sorry, Oni-sama. Okay, now, every time Markov comes in, it's always like this inspiration in the voice. Like in the AI, you know, like in those AI videos. They always use the same voices or so. They talk like very inspirational, so it's kind of like, okay, how do I do this? Shh, my sweet Ein. Soothe your fears, for these circumstances are external forces that dance beyond our reach. Recall of Tsukatsukirio, unforeseen variable and a devastating one. Maybe it was the Princess Servant, that key? Maybe the crux of everything was Sensei. Or maybe they were just stronger than us? Is it because we deployed the Sea Continent too early? If we had not, then Oni-sama would not be by our side today. That's true? Yes, and may my deep gratitude be known to my younger sisters, Ein, Sof, and Or. Oni-sama? Sof, Or, please, come hence and we shall all embrace. Huh? Oh no, this thumbnail from last archive stream comes in. In order to continue treating our chosen path, this human gesture may be of little use. Some may rise and conclude it is meaningless. And by the way, it's at CG here, she's hugging like the crying children. However, do you not feel the warmth soothe the exhausted corners of your soul? That too will help us in our journey. Bear, with every tear expel the pain you bear, for you are with us. Lay down your worries at my feet. I will never leave you, for all meeting is my great pride, joy and contentment. You know, with Malkov, every time she speaks, it's like, you know, it's pretty safe. I do like wished for her a little bit to be more antagonistic somewhat to this extent, you know. Like the only thing was like, okay, attack like Sensei the group, almost wiping them out. But other than that, always like talks like in those philosophical authority like kind of like thing. It's there for her younger sisters. She is hot, but at the same time, you know, it's not necessarily like if evil or hot, it's kind of like she's hot, but that's all, you know. Maybe like a little bit like Eve from Stellar Blades, maybe. I continue? Okay. We are losing control over the Sea Continent. We're losing Netzach. However, it has not grown to an unsolvable problem yet. The key. Hey, if we can recover Kei's body, we can recover everything we lost. If you really think about it, it's just a matter of security and authority. They've also stopped the Sea Continent's expansion, but there's another issue too. Once we take back the areas they've taken, Netzach will be able to handle the expansion again. Of all forces remain 2 prophets. And me. The last line of defense. The power process. This body was overwhelmed by its force. Yeah, this body's not made for battle. Where my strength and durability to be bolstered. This would be my ability to up power to its utmost potential. And we are working on that even now? Yes, you make sure you can fly in your completed form. Even defeated prophets still have their role to play. Huh? They do? Yes. Please explain. So the thing is, the prophets who were in the inner part of the sea continent will return to become part of Netzach. But in the outer part of the sea continent, the remains of the prophets in those isolated places will simply remain there. You tell me things are ready now. What about it? Wait, I am implying that. Ding ding ding. Exactly. I don't know like what they're like planning really. But yeah, let them plan. Is that even possible? Let them cook. Well, there's a matter of getting the remains back here. Ah, so transport. So they're defeated, but only the cause can take away, you know? Their body's still like intact. More or less, even though they are defeated. And ideally we achieve this without alerting our enemies. Possible conditions on top of impossible conditions. I knew it was too much. But what's more fun than achieving the impossible, right? Oh, now we are talking, sir? Really? Really, we have enough laborers to make this a reality. Let's. In that case I also... No, you have to stay here. I do. I know I use this child like we couldn't. No, the opposite actually. It's because there's no one more important and very soon busier than you and I. Yeah, she's the engineer, she makes the children, so yeah. We need her. In safety. I can't believe it, but I agree with Sam. He agrees to every one of our plans from here on out. What? That's right, Ein. There are two things he needs from you. Got it? You know, it can be interesting like to switch between like protagonists and antags, you know? So that you know like both their plans. And then like see them clash each other. Plans and like philosophy and so, but the thing is like so far the clan casts have not been really convincing to me. Malkuth is way too safe. And with the rest it's like Millennium, it's like I don't know. There has been like a lot of nostalgia. That's like what is like keeping me there, but it's also like yeah. I see like overall like the kids are misguided like, and questions like why do they see like life as suffering? What happened to them? At the same time, nothing really comes to mind because they seem so powerful. They have like a childhood like Arius or like Hiroko like timeline, like Hiroko. Fine, are you okay? Right? Do I think we put too much pressure on her? Our request is heartfelt and sincere, Ein. Without you, our options will decrease drastically. Your first task upgrading Malkuth is something you could possibly take a gander at when we return. But the other one is your domain. Yours alone. Ein. You know it, we all know it. I'll try. No, I will. No matter what it takes, I would put my life on the line to make sure I do it. I will die for this! Deep breath, Ein. But all this is for no one to die. But don't. It's also true, but still. I mean, I really will. While it was obviously a figurative exaggeration, we really are doing everything we can to prevent that from happening. You have my thanks, Ein. My body shall rest within your capable hands. Yes! So, while we did like obtain 7 cores, they like were like cooking. Now we're back to them. And there were like also points, you know, where like some voice is like getting heard by Arise, like some voice is like trying to reach her. Kei kinda notices that Arise noticed something, but Kei cannot hear it. And what about that is like? What is reality? What is fiction? Such musings are mere findings of the past. They attempt to define the two concepts which really reflect object values. We're like back to like Arise and Kei here. They're like at the transport ship with like a white flash, you know, as a background. And yeah, it's like this one. Like a question mark, triple question mark. Thus, one may conclude that the two are one and the same. That the imaginary does, in fact, exist. There lie endless possibilities, universes within universes. Ones where left is right and right is left. Others where time flows backward. Let me read it again. It is really a nothing burger. Kind of. It asks questions, rhetorical questions also. Did you hear that, Arise? Oh, now she heard it. Yes, I did. What it's said this time. What it said. I remember, but also cannot remember. Yeah, because I'm nothing burger. It's not important. It's okay, I heard it this time too. And I brought technology to CPT Symmetric's universe. What? Symmetric universe? Yes, a universe where left and right are swapped and time flows backwards. While difficult for us to wrap our heads around, there's also nothing disproving the possibility of such a universe existing. Does that mean that voice was from? Kei, do you know what it is? I can't say. I don't. But also just... It's a difficult topic to approach. I'm sorry, Arise. I would never keep a secret from you, but if I didn't have to, especially you. Does the secret change what Sensei they want and I need to do? No? No, that won't be the case at all, but... but if that thing led to David here. Understood. I'll keep doing just that, what I need to do. There's no reason for us to worry and fret about something we do not even know. Correct, as usual. Honestly, let's focus on what we can control. The remaining 2 areas. So that was that. That was that. Like with the story so far. And if Yuzu get defeated, there will be something special going on. We are here at 78%. Last time I checked was at 81. I think like about 1 hour ago. Or like 50 minutes ago. So I think, I don't know if it will be defeated before my work is done. But I probably think it will. What I can do is like do my last 20 tickets, maybe. I kinda do during work, and like Yuzu while I do need to play on the emulator here. It's pretty difficult on the phone itself. I could maybe like do B or C difficulty, you know, but whatever. No, because the rewards are pretty juicy on D. B is like not so great. And I would like to farm Toki, but the thing is like also comfortability, I suppose. Confidence is like better. Now that this is done, let's collect the stuff here. Oh! Arise is here! It's okay? Eh? Let's tap her. How is it, Sensei's my new armor? Great. In fact, if I lose the Sword of Light. Yeah, yeah. It's so cute. Okay, and let's see what the dialogue is when I look.
この調子で一歩ずつ進んでいきましょう。パンパカパーン。
パンパカパーン。
先生が報酬を獲得しました。
パンパカパーン。Oh god.
すごいです先
すごい
生。
です。
この調子で一歩ずつ進んでいきましょう。
Interesting that it translates すごいです into like, that's very cool. So let's go to gacha. Let's log in. Let's use my last 3 pulls. Let's see if I can get Himari before I need to spook. But at the same time, easy to react as well. Eh, nothing works. Nothing works. Huh? Huh? Huh. Okay, let's go into club for now. I'm gonna set up prank emoji. Prank sticker. Oh, there's a web event. Oh, okay. Something changed there. What about that? I open up browser. What's that? Game token. Let's close that. Let's get back into the game. Let's head pet Himari. I'm gonna do gacha now. Yes, 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 yes. Let's get into pet petting Plana and Aruna.
見えますか？プラナ。あ、待機中。解決しなければならない作業が多数存
We start off
在
with
してい
paint
ます。
from Plana. Oh yes, 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 yes. Then we have a pink
こ
again.
こはそういう。
Let's get a blue of a Aruna. Here's a blue. Let's wake her up
さあ、お仕事を始める時間です。
and head pet her. Yes, 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 yes. Now that we're just done, I did a praying. I head petted Himari, I head petted Aruna and Plana. Let's go into gacha. Moment of truth. If I have like, actually no, we have only 30. Okay, I will like see later on if I can do it or not. Pull 150 out of 180. Okay. お願いします、アルナ様。お願いします、アルナ様。Blue. アーカイブ。Blue. A big heart. And I got a blue flash here. That's not a million.
ご主人様と一緒に楽しい一日を始めちゃおう。
Alright. This is that. Let's recruit again. This is temple number 17. お願いします、アルナ様。Blue. Archive. Alright, it's a blue envelope. Art of love.
本の中の物語のように
Nothing much.
私たちの物語が
Alright, and the last
始
pull.
まります。
I think like tomorrow or like the day after tomorrow, all 3 pulls should be arriving. Events like Moon of Truth if I need to like spark or not. Like double spark. But it's really good. お願いします、アルナ様。Blue Archive. Pink! Pink envelope! Thank you! ありがとうございます。アルナ様。Signature, a heart. Let's go. And position number 8 for goals as well.
夏の青春活動って言えば
2,
小さいからって舐めないで。
3,
怪我をされた方はいらっしゃいます。
4,
少女を美しくするのは
5,
これからすっごく面白い。
6,
ミレニ
7.
アムサイエンススクール所
A
属。
moment of truth.
音
Millennium! Let's go! Let's go! I don't need to do 400!
潜入後方支援すべてをこなせる超天才清楚系病弱万能美少女ハッカーこと明星ひまり満を持して登場です先生お待たせいたしました
Yeah, thank you! I just arrived! I didn't wait for long. Thank you! ありがとう嬉しいよよかったですよね、それはOkay, let's go!
私が来てもよかったんでしょうか
Okay,
だと思いましたら
thank you. So now I can like without worries like spark Rio, I suppose. Yeah, during the next days. Alright, that was that. I did through Yuzu. Through her. I read the story a little bit further, and then we finish off like with Absolute Cinema with Himari here. Let's go. In any case, I think I will do another impromptu stream once like Yesod is down, and then yeah. In any case, I wish you all a nice rest of the day, evening, good night, whatever time zone the world you all are. With that, I'm gonna say bye bye.